this is where we're at right here. We're going to start. Normally, what I normally do, right, is I start with a visual inspection of the machine, right? I like to check for things like the electrical systems to make sure all the wirings are good. I'm saying the harness is not tore up or bricked. There's no bad connections or loose. Everything's plugged in. Make sure the switches work. You know what I'm saying? Push all the buttons. Make sure everything's there, right? And then the next thing I do is I move on to checking the puller. Make sure it pulls. The engine kicks through. Saying, check your spark plug wire, make sure that it's in good shape. Take the airbox breather cover off. Look at the filter. Right, because 99% of the time on these old generators that have been sitting around in the ground for like ever, you know, a year, 2 years, you've been storing it outside or something. A lot of times what the problem is the carburetor. It's all dirty, it's all clogged up. Gasoline dried on the bottom of the bowl. You know what I'm saying? There it is, that's what you got. See? But the next thing you want to do is make sure you got a good spark plug. We're going to take it out here in a little bit, check the exhaust and everything else, make sure there's no oil leaking anywhere. Just make sure you know what the hell you're doing. Check to see if there's any oil in the crankcase. Looks like we got oil in the crankcase and it's fairly clean. That's the first thing you want to do. Now we're going to move on from here. Pull the spark plug. As you can see, I just assembled the carburetor and all that stuff. Took everything off. Alright, I'm saying, took out the filter in the bottom. This is what we got here. We got some. This bottom of the bowl is pretty dirty, not real bad. I've seen them worse. Right? And then this is the bottom of the cap that goes on right here, right, for the petcock filter. And it's supposed to have one of them little metal screens in it, but it didn't have that, and it's full of rust and stuff at the bottom. So that's what I've done so far. Right now, I just finished everything. I used the good old, you know what I'm saying, carburetor cleaner intake stuff, right? I cleaned out everything, cleaned out the choke plate here. Let's see if you can see it. See, it looks pretty good inside there. Cleaned out the bottom of the fuel inlet petcock thing screen. Right, tightened up the springs. This little thin spring right here, the idle return was kind of loose and messed up, so I tightened him up. I cleaned the arm. I cleaned all the dirt out from underneath where the gas tank was. This is where the gas tank used to sit. Checked all the wiring, pulled it through. Apparently, the fuel system seems to be okay. The gas tank, turns out the gas, I don't know if you can see anything in there or not, but the gas tank turned out to be pretty clean after we used the metal rescue. Right, cleaned it all out, rinsed the petcock off. I'm leaving it out here to dry so that the rest of the water evaporate from it. Right. So that's where we're standing at right now. So right now I'm going to reassemble the carburetor setup. Right here. Here, please again. So right now I'm going to reassemble the carburetor setup so I can put it all back together, because I know this part's clean, it's done, it's ready. I don't have the filter to put in here, so I'm just going to screw it back on. I'll get one later when I'm ready to start this thing. I'll go up to Napa somewhere and get the right screen filter for it. You gotta be careful with these pot metal stuff, because it cross threads and you're done. You can't buy this part again. Yeah, you're screwed. Right. All right. Put this part on here because this is part of the intake. Well, we were just checking the spark here again, and it looks like we got a little bit of spark. So solved that issue. Now I just need to put the gas tank back on. There it is, cleaned it out. Put the gas tank back on, hook the fuel line up, put some gasoline in it, see if it starts. That's next. Wow, looks like we fixed it. Seems to be running pretty good. It's a EG2200x Honda. It's really a good little generator, I guess. Friend's gonna put it in a Chevy bus. Looks like I just made myself a little bit of money, didn't I? Alright, overall, let's recap. This is what we did. We disassembled the fuel system and the carburetor, took the bowl off, cleaned it all out, Oh, got some blood. Cleaned it all out, switched it all out with carburetor cleaner, flushed out the lines, right? Pulled out the plug, re-gapped it, sparked it, you know what I'm saying, checked it, right? Took the gas tank off, cleaned it out with some metal rescue, got all the rust out of it, put it back in, cleaned the filter, put a new line, switched the switch on. Alright, let's see what happens. What do they call it? Blood, sweat, and tears? Honda generator.